You see the way Shane is pushing with his elbow, though? As long as he continues to do that, he's going to be okay.
Trying to stay very relaxed is Shane Carwin. With one of the strongest men in the mixed martial arts world.
Oh, he tapped.
Wow, what's going on, MMA fans? Good night of fights. Really good night of fights. You know, it's funny. There's cards that are technical. There's cards that you enjoy watching because they have technical aspects. You know, they're very, very good, well-rounded fights. You have the cards that are just, you know, kind of like, it was good. There were technical fights, but it just didn't have enough oomph to it. And then you have those cards where you're just like, I really enjoyed watching these fights. It was an enjoyable card, and that's what you had with UFC 116. By the way, ahead of time, this card should have been named UFC 116 Adversity, because a lot of dudes overcame adversity on this card. Man, that should have been the theme of this night, without a doubt. All right, let's go ahead and run down the main card, like I normally do, top to or bottom to top. Kurt Pellegrino versus George Sotiropoulos. You know, Sotiropoulos came in with the better game plan. You know, was able to not only do well on the feet, hurting, you know, Pellegrino early in the first, controlling position, using superior grappling, superior wrestling, which, you know, was a little bit of a surprise to me. But then again, you know, Sotiropoulos continues to be, you know, impressive every single fight. You know, did very, very well with using rubber guards, one of the few guys in MMA that, you know, does it correctly, and then transitioning that into what's called crackhead control, putting both of your legs forward, locking them up, not allowing the guy with the upper posture of his body to do anything, posturing up, and controlling the limbs. You can also try to work submissions off of that, you know, trying to either go for an arm bar, triangles you can use off of that as well. You know, Pellegrino did not come in with a good game plan. He did not mix in his wrestling enough with his striking, and it cost him in this fight. So congratulations to Sotiropoulos. He wins via a unanimous decision. Next fight, Stephan Bonnar versus Krzysztof Szymanski. Wow. Very, very limited technical aspects in this fight. A couple good body kicks and inside leg kicks, but for the most part, just slugs being thrown. Absolute slugfest. Both these guys got rocked multiple times. Bonnar was just able to, you know, really, really push the pace. He was the more of the aggressor in the fight. Szymanski didn't do enough of the clinching and going for takedowns in this fight as he did in his last fight with Bonnar. He's a little bit more persistent with that. In this fight, he, you know, was trying to get into a slugfest with Bonnar. Not a good recipe against Bonnar. Bonnar was able to catch Szymanski in the second, follow him up, pound him out, and wins via second round TKO. So, wow, congratulations to Bonnar. First win since, I think, 2007. You know, he's battled, you know, the knee injury, the steroid situation that he ran into, and, you know, it's good to see him get a win. For Krzysztof, he'll be back. Hopefully he'll learn from this, be a little bit more technical in his next fight. You just can't get into slugfest, especially with a guy like Bonnar. It really did cost Szymanski in this fight. All right, on to the next fight, Matt Brown versus Chris Lytle. Matt Brown did very, very good in the first round. He was able to, you know, get that beautiful that Darce, almost like a Bravo choke almost. I would say it was a Darce, Bravo, Anaconda hybrid, if you want to call it like that, the way that he had it locked up. He had the underhook under, so it was more or less it was like an Anaconda choke. That's pretty much what it was. You know, he was able to do a little bit better on the feet than Lytle. Lytle was just going for bombs. Brown was being the more technical striker on the feet. First round, I would have given it to Brown. Second round, Lytle comes out, is able to get, you know, down to the ground, works for a position in side control, gets an inverted topside triangle, locks up a straight arm bar, and makes Matt Brown tap. Very, very similar to what he did to Jason Gilliam, except it was more of a Kimura, almost like a key lock. In this one, it was a straight arm bar. So congratulations to Chris Lytle, winning via armbar when really it was almost 2 submissions. And he looked very impressive, so congratulations to him. Hopefully he won't come out and slug as much. You know, he's such a great boxer that if you know, he was more technical and didn't slug as much, there's fights that he would win, I think, more, convincingly than he normally does. For Matt Brown, he looked good in this fight. I think that he'll learn from this, continue to improve on his grappling, and, on the feet, he looked really, really good, so congratulations to him. Hopefully he will come back stronger from this loss. All right, on to the co-main event, Yoshihiro Akiyama versus Chris Leben. Man, Akiyama was pretty much doing better in the first 2 rounds. I thought he was the more technical striker. I thought he was able to get the fight down into more dominant positions. Leben had a couple, submission attempts, an armbar. Actually had an armbar attempt, I believe, in the first, and then he tried to go for another one in the second, as well as a triangle attempt. Leben landed a couple good shots in the second, rocking Akiyama a little bit. And then we get to the 3rd round where both guys are exchanging. Akiyama gets the fight down to the ground. Leben throws up a triangle attempt after he was trying to go for a... I think he was trying to go for an armbar at first, and then he transitioned it over. So that would be 3... that'd be 3 armbar attempts for Leben in the fight. But he's able to lock that up, pull down on the head of Akiyama, and makes Akiyama tap with about... I think it was about 10-15 seconds left in the fight. So congratulations to Leben. People don't give him enough credit. Not only, I think, with his boxing, as well as his grappling. I think he's underrated on the ground, and I think he continues to show that. Not only in this fight, but in other fights as well, he's shown that he is, not only tough to submit, but he is a good grappler as well. For Akiyama, he's got to work a little bit on the gas tank. He looked gassed after the middle part of the 2nd round. Got, into too many exchanges brawling with Leben, and that's not, just like the Bonner situation, it's not a recipe that works well against Leben, and it cost him. So Akiyama will be back. Hopefully he learns from this and comes in with, better cardio, and, continues to improve. All right, on to the main event. Wow, as you could tell by my intro, Brock Lesnar versus Shane Carwin. Lesnar got blasted, absolutely blasted, and almost, stopped. And what I will say, and, I know Dana said this, and one of the few times I'll agree with Dana, and one of the few times I'll agree with, some of the press that said this, but Josh Rosenthal did do a good job. Lesnar was defending himself. He was intelligently moving around, and when a guy's moving around, instead of just doing this and just sitting there and not doing anything, that is more so intelligently defending yourself than just doing this and letting a guy punch you in the face. Lesnar was trying to move, trying to push, trying to, kick Carwin's legs to try to get him away, and he did a good job to, try to keep Rosenthal from stopping the fight. We get into the 2nd round. Lesnar's able to get a takedown, working from half guard, jumps to the mount, locks up an arm triangle, doesn't have it perfectly cinched in. He jumps to the side, and he starts, if you notice, as he's moving and moving, which is exactly what you're supposed to do, moving your the pressure more and more towards the neck. He locks it in tighter each moment. So he actually had it locked up like this, if you noticed, and then he started doing this when he started going around, and that's the proper technique. He did it correctly. He was able to lock it up. You couldn't really see with the camera angle, but I could see where, as Lesnar was going around, the arms getting closer together, and that's how you can tell that a guy is cinching it up more and more, and Lesnar taps out Shane Carwin via arm triangle, so congratulations to him. Didn't have the proper technique at first, but was able to lock it up towards the end of the choke. Very, very impressive. I don't think anyone saw the submission coming. Most people would have thought that this either ended in a knockout or a TKO for either guy, so congratulations to Brock Lesnar. Showed he could battle through adversity, showed that he could battle through, being in a tough spot, as well as, improve grappling with the submission. It was very, very impressive. So, good night of fights overall. If you didn't get a chance to see this, make sure you check it out. I'll be back later on this week to do my rankings video. And on that note, you guys, take it easy.